Hi, welcome back to the workshop for episode 27 of the ES335 build. Now, for the last few weeks we've been working on the fretboard, and that's been quite a long job, but you'll be pleased to know that we've finished with that for the time being. And in this episode we're going to start making the neck. Right then, time to get started on the neck, and to make the neck I've got this great big chunk of sapele. I think I could probably actually get 3 necks out of this, so there's way more material in this blank than I need, but I'm going to leave it in this configuration for the time being. I'm not actually going to use a template on this neck build, primarily because I've built this style of neck a number of times now. I kind of understand what I'm doing with it, and to all intents and purposes, the fretboard I've made is going to act as a little bit of a template for a lot of it. The rest of it I can do from measurements, and once we get into the neck carving process, it's done by eye and feel anyway, so I'm quite happy not to spend the time to make a template just for this one neck. But I've got my plan that I can work off, and we've got all the dimensions that I need for the neck here. However, this neck shows a different truss rod than the one I'm using, so we're not going to pay much attention to that bit of the plan either. But the first thing I am going to do is to get this truss rod in place. Now, it's a two-way truss rod, quite straightforward to put in. I just need to route a channel down the centre of the neck, deep enough for it to sit into, but also because this has got an angled headstock, we need to cut some relief in for adjustment purposes. So now that I know that this is all planed nice and square and flat, we can actually get the router onto this and start to get some of this cut in. Now, the first thing I need to do is just make sure I leave plenty of room for my headstock. So I'm going to sharpen the pencil up, and I'm going to put a line on there, which leaves me more than enough material to get my headstock in, and that is going to be my nut line. I'm then going to take a marking gauge, and I'm going to roughly halve that, so I'm going to go at 29mm, and I'm just going to run a gauge line right down the middle of this. Now, most of this is going to get routed out very, very quickly, but at least we've got it to start with. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is position the cutout for the truss rod adjustment. And on the drawing, that's about 15mm back from the nut line. So I'm just going to very quickly mark that point at 15mm. So I'm actually going to set the router up now and cut out this little recess for the truss rod adjustment before I take the headstock angle off, and you'll see why I'm doing it this way, hopefully, in a little bit once we actually get to that stage. I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to mark up for the rest of the truss rod and get that routed out too. So I'll bring you in a little bit closer and you can see what I'm actually going to do when I route out for the adjustment. So to route this little access hole, I'm going to actually use one of these little bullnose router bits, so that will route me a nice kind of semicircular profile into this section here, and then when I cut this away at the angle that the headstock will follow, it will actually give me a really nicely shaped truss rod access route. But before I get to that stage, I need to set the router up, and I'm going to actually set the router up with one of these little V-bits, which I will put into the router and then position that right into my centre line, and then adjust the fence on the router to suit. Okay, so that's the router all set up now. I've got my bit in, and I'm going to go down about probably 10 millimeters here. So I'll do that in a couple of passes. And I'm going to take out around about 35 mil. That should do it. Remembering most of this will get cut away when we put the angle on the headstock. Okay, get my ears on and get routing. And there we can see that nice little oval shaped recess that we've cut in there. Okay, with that done, time to change the bit out to a straight bit, and then we can start to lay out and route in the rest of the truss rod channel. And I've just marked out here with the truss rod where I want it to go. So now I just need to set my depth of cut up and we can get this sorted. And again, I'll just go down in a couple of passes, taking 5 or so mil out every time. Okay, and there we have the truss rod route done and the access route as well. And the truss rod just fits in there nicely with the adjuster just a little bit recessed from that access hole, which is kind of how I wanted it. Of course, it will go in that way. But the only way I'm actually going to get this to fit, of course, is to drill a hole between the two. And I can't do that yet until I've cut the angle in for the headstock. So that will be the next operation, just to mark out the headstock angle and get it cut down on the bandsaw. So to start with that, I'm just going to square my nut line down a little bit. And I've got this little protractor set up to 17 degrees. Mark that in, then extend that line. Right to the end of that. And then I'm going to set up my marking gauge to that measurement. And we'll put a gauge line across the bottom. And then just join the dots up. Now normally on these you would cut the angle starting the thickness of the nut back from the nut line, but in this instance I want this face of the headstock to be a couple of millimeters this way from where it would normally be, because I'm going to put a 2mm veneer on the top of it. So that is why I've come back to where the nut line is, and we can straighten up underneath the nut once we get things a little bit further along. Okay, so with that done, we can get this onto the bandsaw and cut the waste off. Okay, so that's the headstock angle cut and planed nice and smooth, and the access for the truss rod adjustment has come out really nicely. I'm quite happy with that actually. It'll need a little bit of cleaning up as we go along, but for now that is probably the best one of those I've ever done, so can't go wrong with that. I've had to put a little bit of a relief in to this end of the truss rod just to get the nut through, but the truss rod fits in beautifully, and get the wrench in and adjust it absolutely fine. Okay, so next we need to start marking this up and getting it ready for cutting the actual neck shape out of this huge great big blank. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to re-establish my centre line down the headstock. Now ordinarily I might do this with a pencil, so I'm not marking the actual finished wood of the headstock itself, but in this particular instance I know I'm going to be putting a 2mm veneer on top of this, so that really doesn't matter at all. And then with that done, I'm going to roughly I'm leaving plenty of spare there, but I'm going to roughly mark where the headstock will finish. And then I'm going to mark, turn this around so you can see it, I'm going to mark the actual thickness of the headstock as illustrated in this part of the drawing. Now on the drawing that's given me a 14mm or 9/16 measurement, but of course I'm putting a veneer on top which will be 2mm, so I'm going to mark this out at 12mm. Now the next little bit is actually marking out the thickness of the neck, and it gives me two measurements. It gives me one at the nut, which is 23mm, and it gives me one kind of down this end of the neck, which is 25mm, but it doesn't actually give me anything I can really reference to on that measurement. But what I can do is I can take my fretboard and I can see that measurement is actually at the 15th fret. So I can then position my fretboard and then I can mark the 15th fret position on there. And that will give me the position to mark to. So this is giving me 25mm, but I'm going to add 2mm onto that. So I'm actually going to go 27mm. And then 25mm down this end of the neck. And that's simply so I've got some material to play with in the carve, etc. So with that done, I'm going to next mark up from the nut line where this is going to transition into the heel, which is 376 mil. And then that goes for an extra 18 millimeters, so that's 394. And then we have an extra 80 millimeters to the end of the neck. But I'm going to add a little bit more onto that. So I'm going to add a whole 100 mil on, just to be sure. So that will take me to 494. And that should give me absolutely loads of material. So that's given me most of the shape that I need, but of course we've got a lot of extra material down this end of the neck. So I need to just make sure that my billet is thick enough for that, and that's given me about 50 mil. But I'm going to go a bit more, so I'll go 60 just to make sure. And so for the time being, that is the neck marked out. But I'm going to take this away and just triple check it to make sure that I haven't made any silly errors. And then we can get to the bandsaw and start cutting this out. So as I said at the beginning, I was kind of thinking potentially I could have got 3 necks out of this piece of wood, but looking at it, it wasn't actually going to happen. So I'm going to have to settle for 2. But this is now kind of trimmed down to make it a little bit easier to manoeuvre on the bandsaw, and it's all marked out, ready to go. I've checked, I've double checked, I've triple checked. I think everything's right. So nothing left to do now but to get this cut down to something like its final shape. Okay, and there we have at least the rudimentary neck cut out. I'll leave it overnight just to settle, and then I'll check this top surface for flatness. But of course, we've already left a couple of millimeters of extra material on the back, so if we need to skim that down a tiny little bit, it really isn't a problem. It might mean that I have to just slightly deepen the truss rod channel, but that's not a major problem either. So I think the next logical step is to clean up the back surface of the headstock and get it all a uniform thickness. And then we need to glue some wings on to give us the surface area we need to cut the headstock shape out of it. But I think we've covered quite enough in this video, so I'm going to leave that till next time. So as always, all the usual stuff, like if you've liked, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.